Welcome to Point Blank. I am Nikki.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are two best friends in our 30s on opposite sides of life, trying to figure it out and find our people and just chat about things that we want to chat about. In today's episode, I feel as though you might want to buckle up because I feel as though we have a lot to say about this specific topic. And the topic I'm talking about is just how kids are soft as shit right now.
I know.
And here, I'm going to put a full disclaimer out right now. I do not have kids. If you've listened to the pod, you know I don't have kids. Lauren has 4. So you may think that I'm not allowed to speak to this. But you know what? I'm going to speak to it because I have been a coach. I am around kids. I have family, right? It's like, I'm going to talk about it. My experiences. Okay. So kids are soft as shit. And I'm going to speak to it even though I don't have it.
Well, I feel like you don't even need to have any to know deep down. Like, hello. Like, it's right there in front of you. And if you don't see it, I'd actually be more concerned with or without kids, honestly. So
this is true.
No, it's so bad. And I feel like I've seen it more and more just as my kids in their sports and just you know what I mean? I feel like, and again, we're definitely going to touch on this topic. Nikki and I went to high school together and we played high school softball together. And let me just tell you.
No. These
kids nowadays would literally not survive a day in our shoes back in the day when we went to school.
They would have people in jail.
Coaches, yeah, literally.
They'd have people in jail.
Murder back then.
They would literally have ruined people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way. And honestly, I'm not mad at it now. Obviously, going through it, I was like, dude, fuck this. I'm over this. I want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? You feel like that now, but then I feel like it has honestly did us a favor. So 100%. Thank you to our coaches for being like that. Because honestly, I just feel like if we didn't have that and I don't know. I think it might vary by, wherever you're at or whatever. But just from what I have seen, it's out of control these days. It's to say the least.
The entitlement is so high. Mm-hmm. And I know, again, and I sound like a broken record talking about this. And every time I say it, I get angry that I'm still here. But I'm sure it's a nationwide thing. But California, because I coached at high school. I worked actually on campus as a narc, which is those fools that drive the golf cart and catch the kids sprinting into the bushes and skipping class and stuff. That was me. But it's a California, the kids have so much power and authority in California. It is so bizarre to me. It's
mind blowing.
You could literally do nothing wrong and the kid punch you in the face, but the kid's he harassed me and you're fired and in jail. I'm like, what's going on here? I know a couple.
Literally, I've seen so many videos too of the teachers are literally getting beaten up in their classroom, and they're not allowed to fight back. So it's please explain that. If you want to be some tough man, you know what I mean, some tough guy, some tough girl, you want to act like you're an adult, then best believe you're gonna get treated like one. I don't understand the whole nonsense of oh, he's just a kid. It's no, literally screw that kid. I will literally it just doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to act like an adult, get ready to be treated like one. Yeah. Seriously, point blank. I'm over it. And yeah. I'm over these kids crying about everything. Not everything has to be, we don't have to cry over everything. Oh my, dude, can I please talk about when I was coaching at the high school and I'm having these girls, I don't know, condition, athletes condition. Okay. This girl starts crying, and I'm talking sobbing crying. This isn't fun. I don't want to do this. Dude, you were there. You witnessed. I almost went to jail. I popped my cap. I was going off. I said, you don't want to do this anymore. I said, well, maybe you should stop making all these mistakes. Maybe you shouldn't be in sports. I'm going off on this girl, which looking back, not great. I can say that now. But I was also 22 and I was a kid myself pretty much. But I'm I was so flabbergasted that they even felt like they could cry. Imagine if we were in high school and we're crying while we're running. We would just have to run more. No, literally, we would not be going home until.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's no way. And the one time, I remember I forgot my socks, and I still remember this. It was yesterday. We were literally changing in the bathroom, and I look at Nikki and I'm like, I fucking forgot my socks. She's like, bitch, you better pack your shit and leave and call.
Do not go out there. I said, you're not going to practice today, yeah. So
literally, and she's always been a year older than me, right? So she's like, you're not fucking going to practice. You will go home and say that you're sick because we are not running laps for you forgetting your socks. And so best believe that's exactly what I did.
So crazy.
I literally shit that. Yeah. Little shit like that, forgetting socks, or you had the wrong color shirt or whatever. Literally, just go home, please. I mean,
Don't show your
just take
face.
the heat of you being sick, whatever. Like, just take the heat of that, but don't make everybody run because of your poor choices. I remember it still to this day. All of you guys looked at me like, you're not fucking going to practice. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
will go
literally
home immediately.
I'm the one who said it too, because everyone's like looking at each other, and I
Yeah.
literally was just like, "You're not going down there.
Yeah.
I have a great time at home because
Yeah.
you won't see it down there."
Yeah.
It's so true. No,
funny.
and I remember too, we started like season, like preseason and fall, like we're literally from the second day of school, we were training and practicing already.
Ending. Yeah.
And then we were like in fall kind of season or whatever, we were scrimmaging San Clemente, and we're like in our practice get up, like stained shirts and ugly pants and whatever. And San Clemente like has their game songs on and their warm ups, and they got the jerseys, they're like full game ready. And like we had to earn our jerseys. So unless we were playing in a way that our coaches felt we earned and deserved to put on the jersey, we just all wore our practice stuff to games. And I look back at that now and I'm like, kids these days would be like, they're harassing me. This isn't fair. Like, I signed up and I should get a jersey. And back then they're like, you only won 13-3. I don't know. You had 2 errors, so we're not going to give you those yet. I remember running foul poles and W's after games that we won.
At practice.
God,
absolutely
dude.
killed me. And they wouldn't even care either. Like, the other team would be looking at us like, why the hell are they running? They just won.
No, seriously. They're like having like a party. They're having like pizza and we're like sweating and passing out.
Yeah, then we have to go take the bus home. Like,
remember the one time on the bus and they're like, no smiling, no laughing, no talking to anyone. Put all your phones up here in the front seat. They literally told us not to smile and not to laugh. We're just sitting out our windows like this.
You know what's so funny? We were all scared
as shit.
shitless.
That's what I'm saying.
We were scared so
shitless.
shitless. Like, there was not one person that was gonna say a damn thing to them. And like, literally, that's kind of how it should be. Like, the authority, like, we should be under them, like exactly how we were. Like, and the funny part is, it's like you look at it now and you're just like, how is that even like legal? The shit that they did sometimes, and like the stuff that they would say. Like, we would literally have to run perimeters and look like a damn fool in front of everybody. Like the color guard flipping their damn flags, and we're just running past them, running.
No,
miles.
the tink, tink, tink,
I know.
tink,
Oh,
tink, tink for hours while they're like flipping flags and we're like, like dying.
And I remember
My
too,
God.
we would all stop running behind like, what was it, the snack
The
shack,
one
whatever, the
shed.
baseball field. We would literally just walk and we're like, fuck this, like fuck everybody, like fuck this, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're all running around again, like pick up the pace because you know they're freaking watching.
And the shed, grant you, the shed was like 2 windows length. It was like
nothing
very
crazy,
small.
but, like, it just
So it's
gave
like-
us a second.
We were like, and then we're like flipping them off. And we're like,
Yeah,
oh,
literally.
fuck this, fuck, I hate this. And then like the last 2 seconds, we start running again. So we pick up our speed. So it looks like we didn't stop, but we stopped.
Do you remember
Or, like,
those hills we used to have to run that were next to the stairs?
Oh, I remember.
It was literally like almost full blown, like running up. Like, I don't
Up
even
a
know how
hill.
we made it, honestly. Like, the hill was so far, like like this is what it felt like we were running up.
And then we had to run down the stairs. So my legs are shot. And then I'm like jello
Yeah.
running down these long concrete stairs where I could have just slipped and cracked my
With,
head
like,
with
a
metal
metal
spikes,
cleats.
by the way.
Metal
Metal
cleats.
spikes. So we're running, right? And then like to Lauren's point of the things that were being said,
Yeah, craziness.
me and my best friend on the team at the time, like bigger girl. Look, I've been a big girl since I was born. Okay, I was born at 10 pounds, and the shit has never left. Okay, I've just been a big, sturdy bitch. Okay, and I'm out there at high school. Granted, I'm like 15 years old. I'm really not that big, in perspective. But my coach would just call me fat girl. So she'd be cheering. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, go fat girl," and it's like me and my bestie running next to each other because we're the 2 biggest girls. And then she's like, "You didn't know which one I was cheering for, huh?" I think we clocked it. I think it's always been one of us is probably a safe bet. And I'll never forget, like, remember that one point in time where it was like the crazy hat and the high socks, and it would be like the coach would wear it all the time. And I remember I was like senior year or something, and I was feeling spicy, like, oh, I'm out of here, so I'm gonna say whatever I want. And I'm like, I was gonna buy you some of those, but I was too embarrassed checking out with those things. And she goes, oh, and checking out with extra large isn't? I said, you cooked me, you bitch. Like, you clocked my ass.
You know what killed me too is like every time she would roll up in her car, come flying through all the fields, roll up literally on the dirt. We all looked at her, and you could tell what mood she was gonna be in was how good the practice was gonna be. If she
It's
looked
like-
like a raging bitch, everyone's like, fuck, like here goes another practice, like we're gonna be running for days, everyone buckle up. Like, literally, thank God we had each other, because I don't know how the hell we would have made it.
No, seriously.
Like, we had a pretty good little team, and like honestly, if we didn't have each other and like all the jokes we would crack just to like get through it, like I physically don't know how, and mentally we would have got through that. Because, and like same with our other male coach that rolled up, dude, you could just tell like we're gonna get fucking rocked today, or
Rocked.
it's gonna be a fun practice today. Like you could just kind of tell, and I feel like the fun practices were very limited, but
limited
shit,
and
when we
only
got
him
him,
pretty much.
we took it.
Yeah, I remember one time he was there and it was like such a nice day and he's like watering the field and like you know the smell of like the wet dirt.
Yeah.
Like it's bringing me back. Like I love that.
I
He
know,
had the
right?
music playing and everyone's vibes were chill, but we all just kept like laser eye on that one spot where we knew she parked and she never showed up and we're like, oh yeah, like we know it's probably just gonna be like BP and some like you know what I mean, like 21 Allisons and BP, we'll call it a day. And he's like, we got 6, it was like 6 or 8 like perimeters today. I'm like, says who? Because like each perimeter was probably half a mile.
Oh, easily.
Like maybe even more. He's like, yeah, that's all we're doing today. I'm like, oh my. I was like, oh. And I'll never forget, like, I know this was probably a different time. I don't know what practice it was, but we're like running these perimeters and there was like, remember that little hill? It was probably like a
worst.
Like a, not even a 3-foot hill, like a little tiny hill.
But it's so small, but damn, when you're in the thick of it, you have to go up that thing.
And it felt like Mount Everest every time because your
literally.
legs are shot and you're tired of shit. And I'll never forget, I'm running with my bestie, right? And we hit that thing and her legs, both her calves, Charlie horse cramp. She went down. I looked at her. She goes, go on without me. Like we were in war or something. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like running. And then the golf cart comes down and picks her up and takes her to the training room. And I was kind of jealous because like, damn.
I know you're like, shit, I wish I was on here.
It was so crazy.
Dude, not only like back, I'm like, those are like the best times of our lives, but like during it, obviously you're like, dude, I don't know how the hell we're gonna get through today. Like it was the best worst time every single day.
I remember I would be done with class in school every day at lunch my junior and senior year. So basically from like 12 to 3, I was like just chilling until I had to go back for practice. And I just remember like laying on the couch and I'd have stomach aches. I'd be like pissed off. I'd be like so not well because I had to go down there. And I just remember being like so full of just anxiety and stress and I wanted to throw up. I think I threw up probably a handful of times because I just did not want to be down there because I just never knew what was coming. And I just remember the time we showed up, I'm like, oh my God, you just never knew. The only guarantee,
see you later, don't come.
Yeah, just go home. The only guarantee was that it was going to be hard.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew that. I think it was just the extent of how hard it was going to be. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, shit.
Exactly. Or like, dude, like he would put us out there. I don't even know what the drill was called at this point, but like I played third, so I would always be the one that started it, but everybody would line up on the foul line. Like all the teammates are right here next to me, and he would take a bucket and he's cranking ground balls, line drive. I'm diving, I'm sliding, I'm getting this, that. If I made one little bump, mistake, whatever, you guys had to run. You remember that?
Foul pole, yeah.
Oh
every
my
time.
God, dude.
And he would do
and then we started
every
over.
Freaking position.
And then we'd have to start over. Yeah, so I would have to take my 10, not make a mistake. And then we'd move to shortstop, and she'd have to do her 10, no mistakes. Second, first, catcher didn't really. I think she did like pop-ups or whatever. And then it was like right, left, and center or whatever.
Too.
Yeah, pitcher. And I just remember I'm like, oh my God, like this is insane. And we'd had this one right fielder, and I'm not even gonna say names, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, would mess every single one up. And then every time we're running past, we're like, get your shit together. We're like, we're yelling.
I still remember
at her.
to this day too, we'd be lining up and like, she fucks up this drill, I swear to God, I'm coming after her after practice.
I remember someone like the upperclassmen
So
too,
funny.
like we're just digging in on our run past her.
You
We're
guys
like,
were assholes.
yeah, we're like, don't you fucking drop another ball and like get it together. And like, oh my God, I truly don't even know. Like we were just pitted against each other because we did, like the sun is going down, everyone's home eating dinner, and we're still running the same drill because homegirl kept dropping the ball. And I'm like, when does this end? I'm like, can I catch him for her?
No, like they did not care what time practice was supposed to be over. Like there was no such thing as an end time, literally, if we're being honest.
I had no
like,
idea.
It was like, didn't we have to be down there at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock?
Yeah,
something like
2
that?
or 3, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God. And then it would literally go for hours sometimes. Like it was like a travel ball practice, like full blown crazy, sometimes 3 hours. Remember, sometimes we had to come on the weekends.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I remember my mom would ask me, like, what time are you gonna be home from practice? I'm like, girl, you know the drill. I have no idea.
Yeah. Like don't even count on me even coming home.
If you don't hear from me by 7, come check me. I'm probably on the field somewhere.
I'm like passed out.
Yeah, like I just don't even, like, don't ask me that question. Like it was the most
plans, don't nothing.
No, seriously. Like the way we had to run, condition, practice. I went to Division 1 school to play softball, and my high school practices were harder. I remember getting there and I'm like, this is practice? It was like 30 minutes, an hour of like BP and some ground balls. I'm like, they're like, all right, that's good for today. And I'm like, this is it? I mean, granted, we had like strength at 5 a.m. Then we had conditioning for an hour after it. So it's like different parts, but the practice itself, right. I'm like, this is not bad. Like, this is like easy as shit.
Well, that's what kind of made it nice, right? It's like, because our college or the high school coach actually went to college and played like hardcore, you know what I mean? So like she brought all of that and like got everyone like into gear if that was like the route you were
played
going.
With Olympians.
Yeah, so like she was not messing around.
Yeah, like they were Olympic people would show up at our practice and like toss BP, like Jenny, like people probably sold they don't know who Jenny is anymore, but Jenny Finch, and like she'd throw balls and like we would try to hit them, or like Crystal Bustos, and like Kelly was our coach for a while. It's like we had names there, and so like they just, I mean, we were good though. We were like ranked in the state, in the country, like we were balling out. And I look at it now and I'm like, you guys get like lollipops and shit. I'm like, I busted my ass out here on this dirt. And you're doing what? Like, that is, I have a problem with that. I'm like, you guys are supposed to be making it better year after year. And somehow, like, every high school around here now is, like, so bad. Because the kids suck.
Unless you paid for your high school, then I feel like they have normally a pretty good team. Because you obviously have to pay to go there. And, like, you know, the regular, like, high schools, it's like, well, if you're in the area, that's where you go, you know?
Yeah.
So
I remember when I had my first year of coaching, and I coached the varsity team as the head coach, I had a group of about 8 girls who were all going D1. And so I ran that thing like a freaking military. Like, we did so well. They got so good. We beat teams they hadn't beaten decades. And like, vibes were high. The girls didn't like it. Like, they were angry I made them do things, but they bought into the process, right? They trusted me and they bought in, and we did really, really well. And I kept that same energy just 1 year later, literally the next year. And I had parents calling me. I was getting called into the AD's office a few times. Like, I'm like, what is going on? And then the girls that went to college came back and they were like, you were right. They're like, that was preparing us. Like, where I go is so much harder, and like thank you, we didn't know but now we know. And I'm like, that's what I was trying to tell y'all, but you know you kids, so I get it. But it's like, just literally a year later, people are crying. I'm getting calls from mom and dad. It's like, first of all, I cannot even imagine coming home from a practice and telling my parents I cried because I was running at practice, and then them picking up the phone and being like, what is going on over there? Why are you talking to these girls like that? Why are they running so much? My parents would laugh in my face. My parents would literally be like, do you have a fever? Are you okay?
Well, and the thing is too, if you knew the coaches, you know damn well not to pick up that phone to call. Like, if
they literally told our parents,
with your
don't
kid
talk to
on
them.
The team, like, do not, like, you're old enough, you should be speaking for yourself, and I don't want to get any phone calls or text messages from your parents. I want nothing to do with the parents.
No, literally, they were not allowed to talk to them, and like, we could not talk to our parents. They literally told us to tell our parents to not come up anywhere near us at any point in a practice or a game.
Even if you were like out of water or like anything, like, do not go to your parents.
Yeah. Imagine like saying that, like, as a coach, being like, okay, kids, like, do not talk to your parents. Your parents cannot talk to me, and they cannot come up to this dugout. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. Nowadays, these kids would be like, bringing my water, and she's being, I truly, like, I know there are still good kids out there who work really hard. I mean, I see it when I watch like college ball and stuff. So I'm not trying to put everybody on the same umbrella, but there is such a vast difference.
Huge
like,
difference.
It's huge. And I see it all the time. These kids are soft. They're entitled. It's like, first of all, who's raising these kids? Who's raising these Gen Zers? Because I don't understand it. Like, there's like I don't know what it is, but it is so bad, dude. It's so bad. Like, crying. I'll never. And then so of course the AD has a conversation with me. So then in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta like stay true to me, but also change it up because I can't be having these people doing all this or whatever. So I'm like, okay, how can I gamify the situation a bit more to make it a little bit more fun for these kids? I remember getting like 2 or 3 buckets of balls, and I hit fungo out like every which way, wherever, all over the field. And I'm like, okay, guys, you're going to sprint and go pick up a ball and bring it back, like for their conditioning or whatever, right? Like in a line. I remember he drove past on his golf cart, saw that, called me in the next day and said it was dehumanizing and degrading to them that they would have to go pick the balls that I hit. I said, I'm going to stop you right there. I said, this is the most insane feedback I've ever gotten in my life. I mean, and then imagine these kids have to go get jobs. What do you mean? Like, you're crying about that. You think that is humiliating and dehumanizing and degrading to these kids. Like, you would hate to see the shit I had to do.
That's what I mean. And like, I'm so glad we were raised in a different time, because there's no way these kids are going to last outside of, like, there's just no way. Like, and I'm all for it, dude. I'm a mom. I get it. Like, my kids forget their lunch. I'm going to be the first one to go bring it to them. Like, they forget their water. I'm going to be the first one to go bring it. Like, again, that's just me. But like, my kids will be tough. My kids will respect, you know what I mean? Like, and they know too, if I ever were to get like a phone call from their teacher or something like that saying that they were disrespectful, out of line, like not listening, like, my kids know not to come home. Like, it would not be good, because my kids know better. Like, and that's the thing, right? You instill that in like authority, you instill that quote unquote fear, right? That they know if they do something like that there's going to be consequences. Like, that's just how it works. Like I'm not gonna
have to be hard.
Hey, honey. Like, it's like, no, we're not gonna do that. These teachers have to deal with enough of these damn kids as it is. And like, I feel like the biggest thing that also has just rocked everybody's world is these damn e-bikes. I feel like these kids think they're entitled. Like, they think that they're entitled to the road. They think that like they can just go do tricks and shit in the middle of the street, and like a car's not supposed to hit them. Like, it honestly, like, and last time we were literally at open house last year, these damn kids were on their e-bikes going throughout the school, right? They go in like one of those pods where like all the classrooms connect, and then there's like a little room in the middle of it that, you know, the teachers can make copies and stuff. These kids went in there with Easter eggs filled with confetti, and they were throwing them at people in the rooms, and then they would book it off on their bike. And I'm like, if my kid ever did that,
look, here's the thing.
I swear.
We've all been kids. I got into some shenanigans. Okay? I was acting a kid. I was a teenager. I was doing shit I should not be doing. But I knew if I got caught or someone told me something, I would respect that person. I'd be like, oh, okay, I got busted. Like, I'll respect you. I'll
Like,
listen to you.
you know?
Yeah, like, yeah, you're right. Or like, and here's the other thing. Like, I was scared. Like, oh, my mom's gonna find this, I'm gonna get my shit rocked or whatever. I was like, oh my god, like, I don't even want to like take that chance. And it's just like, you know, it's like we all were kids, so I get like that whole thing of like, let kids be kids and let them drive around and do this and have fun, and like, get it. But these kids, like, they don't understand authority, or when they get caught, to stop, or like they just keep pushing the envelope and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and it's like, this is crazy. They're either like, that's,
you can tell those kids have no like authoritative figure, have no, I don't know, like they've just never maybe even heard the word no before. They can just tell like they run their parents, maybe they're friends with their parents and stuff like that. And I'm all about, you know, like, let's be friendly with the kids and stuff, you know, like, but I'm also not their friend, I'm their mom, and you have to find that boundary, because if not, the kids will run all over you. I got seriously 4 against me, dude. Like, there's 4 against 1. The kids know that they could easily outrun me if they wanted to, but it's like, they know better. You know what I mean? Again, it's all about instilling that fear and instilling that like, no, we're not friends. I'm your mom, and you're gonna listen to me, and there's gonna be consequences if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, the kids need that.
100%.
They really do.
Like, there's such a fine balance between like being a figure in which you're the authority and you're not their friend, and you're there to teach them lessons, and you're there to show them things and discipline them and do those things. And then there is that time where you need to be that nurturing so they know they can come to you. But that's the beauty of it. It's like, you cannot be all one and all the other. And I feel like that's what we see, where it's like, all like, don't worry, like some kid has Sharpie all over the, like, oh, we don't do that. We don't do that in mom's house. What are the feelings that you had that made you do that? If I saw that shit, I'd be ripping that pen out of that kid's. I'd be sending him over there. I'd be like pissed the hell. You don't get to do that. Okay, we're not gonna sit here. Why did you feel that? What the hell? So it's like, it's all that, or it's like the opposite, where it's like abuse and horrible whatever. There's like no
in between.
Like, yeah, it's like, what the hell? I mean, I see some shit and I'm like, I see kids running around in the grocery store, knocking things off the shelf, their parents, and they go pick it up. Absolutely not.
Or they just like leave it there and keep walking. Or like, you know, my biggest thing too is like when we ever go to like a restaurant or whatever, like my kids know better to like pick up. We're not going to be throwing rice and shit all over the floor. Like we don't have a maid to come clean up after us. Like that is not their job to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, like this happened literally at Panini, like last, I think it was like a week or two ago. And like this family next to us, like the kid was throwing rice and shit all over the floor, and like they don't even pick it up. Like they don't even at least worth the effort to pick it up. Like my kid dropped a water on the floor because he kept freaking messing with it after I told him so many times to leave the damn lid on. Shit comes off all over the floor. I look at the guy, I'm like, I am so sorry. Like I'm mortified. I'm like, first of all, yeah, he's young, but at the same time I'm like, how many times did I just tell you not to do that and you still did it? And I said, look what you just did. So I made my son apologize to him and say sorry for doing that. And then it's like after we're done eating, like we all clean off the table. We make one ginormous like plate filled with like all the trash or whatever, and we put it on one thing. You know what I mean? Like you build it because you know damn well that they're going to be doing that. It's like common courtesy. Like these people aren't your slaves. Like clean up after yourselves. I feel like a lot of people like they leave shit everywhere. They just like expect, oh, someone's going to pick it up, and it's like, no, what the hell? Like clean up after your damn self.
Remember when I went to your kid's flag football game and that mom with the popcorn and the kid dropped the popcorn all over the turf?
Yes.
And they just left it there.
Like nothing. Yeah.
I'm like, you just spilled a huge, like a 10-pound bag of popcorn, half of it all over the field, and you just move your chair to the right to sit down and continue eating what's left in the bag.
I would have been like, no, you're going to give me that bag and you're going to go pick it up and then you can
every
eat it
kernel
after.
on your hands and your knee. No, I'm just kidding.
But that's the thing. It's like little things like that irk the shit out of me. I'm just like, it's really not that hard to be a good person. It's really not. And I feel like it's so hard to find people that like teach their kids just like basic manners and the common courtesy of like picking up after yourself. And like the kids leave trash in my car and I'm like, does my car look like a damn trash can to you? Because it's not. Like, I want my car to be nice. Like, I don't want it to be like it's not a trash can. Pick up your shit and put it in the trash. Like, literally. Yeah, and the kids know that. It's like,
well, and here's the thing. It's like the kids are kids, and the whole point of this whole thing is like you as the adult, you as the parent, you as the influence in that child's life, as the adult authoritative figure, get your shit together. Because you're the one who's implementing this stuff. You're the one who's creating this kid who thinks they can do X, Y, and Z. You're the one who's creating the weak kid. You're the one who's creating the kid who's lazy. It's not the kid's fault. I mean, the kids are just being kids and they're going to do what kids do. But it's like, you have got to say something. Like,
well, the kids are taking notes. They know what they can and cannot get away with. Like, that's the whole thing, right? That's the whole purpose is like kids, like you said, kids are going to be kids. They don't know better, right? Like, that's your responsibility to teach them that. And like, if you're not going to do your part, like, how is it going to be like when my kids are doing their part now? What is it going to be like for them growing up with a kid like that who has, you know what I mean? Like, your mommy's not going to be there forever to clean up after you. Like, go learn how to. My 5-year-old puts away his laundry. He cleans up after himself. Like, he has to clean up his corner in the room upstairs. Like, he knows his responsibilities. Like, he has to put dog food in the dog's bowl. Like, just basic chores. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, he can put his laundry away. He can put his clothes on a hanger. You need to start teaching them now. Like, what is he going to be like 12 and not know how to freaking put a hanger on? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. I really don't understand. Like, they're never too young to learn something, right? Like, even when they were smaller, like, teach them, okay, like, for example, we go to speech, right? And like the speech therapist is like, it is so neat to see him like pick up after himself. Like, I don't have to say anything. She doesn't have to say anything. Like, before he goes to the next task, he knows he needs to clean up and put that away before we move on to the next. And we implement the same thing at home, because if not, it'll turn into like, it looks like a bomb went off in the house, and then guess who's going to be picking it up? Me. And it's just more stress. It's like, no, like, we need to make those corrections now, because if not, it's going to be a disaster when they're older. And I get so many compliments from my kids' teachers on how well behaved, how well mannered they are. They're so respectful. I'm like, that is literally all I care about, is not raising an asshole. Like, seriously, that's all I want in life, is to not raise a little asshole. Like, if they want to goof off at home, me shit, whatever, right? I don't really care. That's, you know what I mean? Like, we'll figure that out at a later time. But as long as they're being good humans outside of the house, like, that reflects mine and my husband's parenting skills. You know what I mean? Like that reflects everything. Like if your kid's an asshole, roaming the streets on your e-bike, flying across all lanes, flipping people off. Like I have seen so many stories on Facebook where it's like, I was driving down the street and all of a sudden this kid threw an egg at my windshield because I honked at him to get out of the road. And I'm like, dude, if that was me.
I told you about that one time I was in Huntington Beach driving and
Yes,
these two kids on the e-bikes
dude.
threw a rock at my
Yes.
windshield.
That is, oh my gosh.
Dude, I swear to you, I would have gone to jail. I almost thought about whipping it, turning that thing around, turning that ship around, and just getting right up behind them as close as I could and just scaring the living crap out of them. But then I was like, ugh, I'm an adult, so I should probably act
You know
like
what's crazy is
one.
like, no, and that's the thing. They need that though. They need to be
True.
scared. They literally like, remember that one show? I don't know if you ever
No,
watched
I
it, but it was,
literally,
like,
yeah, scared straight.
Yes. And these
Bring that
damn
back.
kids that were acting a fool, dude. And like they would be thrown in jail or juvenile hall, depending on how old they were, for a little bit to like scare the shit out of them. And like the
Yes,
people inside the institutions knew what they were supposed to be doing and they would scare the living daylights out of them.
Do you remember that? That show now would never fly.
I know. How successful was it? I'm not sure, but like to me, it looked pretty successful. I mean,
Yeah, to me, that would
let's
scare
just
me.
Be real. No, seriously, it's like people just have no respect for authority. Like, and I'm totally the type to like, I don't care if you're a gardener, I don't care if you're the janitor, I don't care if you're some VP. Like, I'm gonna respect all of you the exact same. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to belittle you. Like, that is just not who I am. That's not how I've ever been raised. You know what I mean? And like, just to see people like speak to other people just because they're at a higher level, it's like, it's so cringe and it's so disgusting. It's just like, talk about like dehumanizing somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that doesn't make you any better than anybody else. It honestly makes you look like an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, these weak loser kids are going to grow up to be weak loser human adult people who have to contribute to society. And I can't, I mean, I look at our society now and I'm like, what is happening? Imagine in 10, 20 years with these dumbos, dude, these crybaby kids.
And that's
Be
the scary
so for
part,
real.
right? Like, I call you all the time and tell you about it. I'm like, dude, like my kids are going to school and like there's like furries running around. There's like people pretending to be this, that, and the other. I'm like, what is happening, dude? This shit would never fly when we were in school. I never even heard of a trans person. I never heard of any of these damn things. I'm like, what in the world is that? You know what I
What
mean? Like,
is
that was
happening?
never a topic of conversation at all. You know what I mean? Like, if
It's
you want
gone
to
out of
be, you know what I mean? Love who you want. I don't really give a shit. But it's like the other things where you're trying to like, I don't know, like almost tell my kid like this is normal. You got me messed up because my kids will never accept that that is normal.
Never.
And that's the scary part, right? Like of them going to school is kind of just like, you know, they're going to see some crazy shit, right? Like, especially my older one's going into junior high and I'm like scared shitless, but I'm like, I have raised my kid to be a good human being. I've raised them all to just like know right from wrong. And it's like, you literally, all you can do is hope that they follow that and don't be influenced by other kids. You know what I mean? Obviously easier said than done. We've all been there. Like junior high is just a wild world out there. Okay. It's like hormones are flying. They're freaking
It really
smelling like ass. Like I just like, it's all like the BO is out of this freaking world. Like it is just a freaking world.
Shit is
of
sticky and
emotions,
crunchy.
yo. Yeah, like kids are starting their freaking menstrual cycle. Like it is just all over the place, right? Like junior high is just a crazy ass world, right? It really is. Like I remember when I was going to junior high, some girl freaking OD'd in the bathroom. I'm like, how is that even a thing? Like my daughter went to the bathroom in the junior high that she's gonna be going to because we had like a, I don't know, some like open house kind of shit where you can go and like tour the school or whatever. So we were touring it and she's like, oh my gosh, this was written on the bathroom wall. What? And I'm just like here it goes. You know what I mean?
There's like a litter box in there too, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure. I don't know. That's just the things like my kids know, like, okay, that's fun, weird, or like, okay, that's not okay to say that. You know what I mean? Like my kids know boundaries. And I think that's the biggest thing that like these kids are lacking. And the thing is that parents don't realize, like, if you don't start at a young age, like it's almost impossible to correct it when they're older. It's too late. It's really too late. You need to instill all these things when they're younger. Like that's when their mind is a sponge and that's when they're taking everything in, they're learning everything. Like it's just like we all know, right? Like you have a good cop, bad cop, right? For parents, for example, right? Like I knew damn well growing up my mom would get me and do whatever I wanted, right? My dad was the stickler, right? Like he was the one that wouldn't let me do anything. He had all the rules, all these things, right? So it's like you knew exactly who you wanted to go hang out with, like mom, obviously, right? Like that's just normal. So that's why, like, I don't know. And like being so involved in your kids' lives has made a huge difference. If you're not involved, like with the kids they're hanging out with, their grades, like if you're not like, and again, I get it, everyone's working, everyone's got a lot of shit on their plate. I completely understand. But it's just the bare minimum of like, if your kid has a phone, like check their phone. Like, just
Oh my
remember, like,
God.
you're paying for it, dude. Like, my parents used to always throw that shit in my face too, and I
Yeah.
freaking hated it so bad, right? But it's like, no, it's freaking true. Like, I'm paying for my kid's phone, so I'm gonna go through it. Like, there are very heavy restrictions on my kid's phone because if not, like, God knows what rabbit hole you could go down. Like, we all know
Oh
that,
my
right?
God, dude.
But it's like my kid knows, like, if I ever find something on the phone, like, it's gone. And that's like a huge thing for her, right? Like, sixth grade, everyone wants a phone. And like, I do drop her off at sports and stuff. So I like her to have something, you know, to like communicate. Or if she forgot something at school, then like she can text me real quick and I'll go bring it. And you know what I mean? Just things like that. But she knows the rules. You know what I mean? Like, there's rules. And like anything she wants to download or whatever, it has to go through permissions through my husband. Like, you know what I mean? There's just like so many things that we've instilled on there because again, if you're not like involved, if you're not like, you know what I mean? Just little things like that, like you have to keep up. Like there's too many things going on nowadays that if you're not, you're like 10 steps behind.
Yeah, with the digital world, the social
Yeah.
media, the phones. Like, I think about when we were young and kids and in school and stuff. Like, I was doing weird shit. Like, remember we'd have the brown paper like that we would wrap our textbooks in, and then we'd like doodle on
So
them.
cool. Yeah, yeah.
I remember being in the 5th grade. I'll never forget this. I was in the 5th grade. I had like all my books covered in that brown paper, and it was like that time on American Idol when that, I think it was like that Asian guy was like, she bang, she bang.
yeah, yeah.
You remember that guy? I wrote she bang, like all this stuff all over my book. My teacher's like, do you know what this means? I'm like, the American Idol guy's saying it.
Yeah.
Like I just like was so clueless. I literally thought it was just
Right.
like the Asian guy from American Idol. I didn't like
Yeah.
like the innocence I feel like is so lost now. Because like if you say, oh, she bangs, or oh, like kids are gonna know what that means in like the
that could
4th grade, the
be
5th
meaning
grade.
a few different things.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, we all did dumb shit. Like we had MySpace, and I was putting
course.
like stuff on there. Like my MySpace, I'll never forget this, dude.
I
My
know.
MySpace like had
Like
like
top 8
title.
was so sick.
Yeah, but then my name, like my username was like fag bag.
Yeah.
I came home one day. All of my MySpace was printed out on the dining room table. My mom was sitting there, and my stomach fell to my ass, dude. She sat down. She goes, "What the hell is this?" So it's like, even back then, we were doing dumb shit that the kids do now. But like, the difference then is like, there's no real like we're millennials, right? So we started to see like digital footprint and phones come in and stuff, but we didn't really. The kids now have that, and it's like that stays around forever. Whatever you're posting is gonna be there forever.
Yeah.
It's
no matter if
like,
you delete it, like that shit is there somewhere.
they can hunt it down, they can dig it up, they will find it. And it's like it's very scary. I know it's just, you know, every generation has its new thing, and I mean, you're gonna have to have a little faith in your kid, but like if you do not actually instill anything in those kids, I don't even know. Like they're just, not only are they gonna be losers to society and bad people to be friends with and bad employees and bad partners, it's like they literally are just gonna be like bad human beings, like who just don't do anything, and like
Well, that's
for
what
themselves,
worries
their
me.
own life.
Yeah, right. It's like you don't want your kids to be friends with somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
why would I want my kid? And like we've said before in a previous like a previous episode, like you are who you surround yourself with, right? Like you start to have that loser mentality. You'll start to just have all those negative like things that you were not taught. You know what I mean? It's like you are who you surround yourself with. So it's like, and the thing is that kills me too with public schools, like you're not allowed to go like on campus, and there's like a certain line you have to stay behind and all this shit, right? So like before at their private school, like I used to be able to walk on campus, I could like meet all their friends, all this stuff, right? So I knew who they were around, right? And I'm like, ooh, maybe stay away from that one. She's kind of a hoochie, you know? Like I don't want you
we
to be
can see
around
that.
that kind of one. And like now I'm like, I maybe see their friends like once in a blue moon at like a back to school night or an open house or something. I'm like, okay, but like who are my kids around? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
especially at
scary.
sixth grade camp, right? Was like the first actual time that like my older daughter was away from me. And I'm like, this is scary shit. She's in a freaking cabin without me there. You know damn well there's not enough people to go around to like actually watch over these kids, right? So you're just like, these kids are gonna be sleeping in a cabin with a bunch of girls that you're just like, oh my gosh, like who are they gonna be surrounding themselves with? Like who's, you know what I mean? Like, luckily so far my kids have made so many really neat friends that I'm just
Cool.
like, man, I wish I had a friend like that. Like my older daughter Faith has the like seriously the sweetest kid I have ever freaking met in my life, and she is just one of those girls that like will get my kid out of her comfort zone. Like she likes to do ASB and all these things, right? Because my daughter is so freaking shy. She pulls her out of her comfort zone. She's just like, she always comes up and says hi to Faith's siblings. She always comes up and says hi to me. Like she's just literally the sweetest kid I've ever met. And I'm like, please stick around her. Like she is someone that I want you to be around and surround yourself with. Like she's very responsible, so respectful.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you. So there is still good kids out there. There's great kids out there. But like you said, there's just those ones that we just got to weed out that just like their parents are just not getting the job done, you know?
Yeah.
Then
And
I don't want
here's
my
the other
kids surrounded
thing.
by that.
Like the other thing too is like that's like real like childhood and stuff. But like as you get older, 16, 17, 18, you go like high school, you're old, you get into college. Like you have to just, and I'm talking like from the perspective of the kid now, you've got to lean into the discipline. You've got like, and it's so easier said than done because it's like that's the time where you're just crazy and stupid, and we've all been crazy and stupid.
Of course.
But it's like that time in your life is what separates the winners from the losers.
Well, think about it. 18, you're an adult. Like, you will go to jail. Like, you're not going to be going to no little juvenile hall. Like, this is when things matter. They will stay on your record. Like, if you're trying to get a job, like, those things will pull up. Like, that's what I feel like is, like, so crazy is, like, these 18-year-olds, like, they don't really realize that, right? Like you said, we're all young and dumb. We've all done dumb stuff. But at the same time, we always knew in the back of our mind, like, things have consequences. You know what I mean? Like, your actions will have a consequence. And if you don't have that instilled as a child, like, I mean, you're literally probably going to end up in jail. Like, let's just be real. Like, that's just kind of how it works. It's like, that's just kind of your path that you're going down, right? At that time, if you don't start taking accountability for your actions and realize that, like, no, like, you're a big boy, a big girl now, like, you're 18, like, this is when shit actually, you know what I mean? Like, this is when shit hits the fan if you don't get your shit together.
And here's the thing, kids, young adults, old adults. Okay, can we all understand here? And I'm be so honest, you guys, most people don't understand. You make a choice, you have a consequence. Is this like a foreign thing? I've seen so much lately where it's like, well, that doesn't give them a right to do that. Well, did you do this? Yeah. Then it does give them the right to do that. It's like, what are you even talking about? Your choices, your decisions have consequences. So maybe before you do some dumb shit, you're like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen here? I could get the death penalty. Yeah, maybe I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, I could die. Yeah, maybe I'll skip on that one.
Yeah.
It's like, these people are so stupid. Dude, don't even let me start going down the rabbit hole of like these people can fucking vote and these people are making this.
I know.
I see it and I'm like, you're voting.
Very scary.
Like, you're voting for policies and you look like that, you act like that, you smell like that. Get away from me, you weirdo. It's like, be so for real.
Well, that's the thing. Those are the ones that are like followers, right? That are just following of what the propaganda is at that time or whatever's being thrown at them that like this time. You know what I mean? It's like if they would actually like start thinking for themselves, I think that's a huge thing that we could go down as well. Is like people just can't think for themselves anymore. Like people can't actually have their own opinion. They can't actually do research and like actually just put together their own thought process. And instead they're like, so like whatever's being thrown at them, like that's what they're running with today. And it's like, if you actually sat down and read what the hell that thing says, you would I would hope honestly realize like, oh shit. And I feel like that's why so many things have passed in California because people don't actually read shit before they vote on it. And it's like, dude.
Or just like, please, like think things through. I truly sit back and I watch things happen or I like listen to people speak about what they think about something and I'm flabbergasted. I'm truly and utterly flabbergasted that someone would sit there and say some dumb shit like that with their full chest. I mean, I guess respect for you for like standing on that business and whatever that business is, I guess, but like so delusional, so dumb.
Well, I think like the delusional part is so big, right? Like I feel like just so many people just think like, oh, that's not gonna happen to me or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, wait, like if you actually sat down and like wrote things out, you know what I mean? Like, and actually thought things through. And I think that's my biggest problem, right? Is like, I'm an overthinker and like, you know what I mean? It could go either way for you, but like, I'd rather, I guess, be an overthinker than not
a
like
dumb
think on my
piece
own.
of shit. It's like,
and that's
hello?
like I suck making decisions, you know, because it's like I do that shit and then I'm like, well, wait, I'd actually rather like know the pros and cons of what I'm about to do, you know what I mean, or like consequences, whatever it may be, than like just go dive into it and be like, oh fuck it, whatever happens happens.
Yeah. And these
Like,
these people are scary, dude. And
mhm.
they're coaching our kids. They're teaching our kids. They're
That's
like,
the
it's
biggest thing.
frightening. It's absolutely, remember back in the day where it's like history class was about like the Civil War, and like science was about like these little labs you did and you looked under the microscope at some dirt you picked from the grass and it was like cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like all this shit all over the classroom. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this and be this and do. Let me just look at the microscope and tell me what the hell the soil is. I don't need to know about none of this other stuff. Like, it's so weird to me. It's like, and no, I don't even want to get started. I'm already thinking of a million other episodes that we can dig into more of this stuff. But like the women, what is happening? Like we are causing the problems. Majority of these issues and the people screaming from the rooftops about dumb shit that makes no sense are women. What's going on with the women out there? Truly, I don't understand. Like, you guys are us, I guess. Don't. I'm not doing all that.
Category, please.
But those women, I'm like, you guys are unwell and unhappy and so angry and just.
And I feel like
it's not
getting any better either.
I just want to be like, can you let me into your like brain cell for 1 second and just tell me what you're thinking right now?
Well, like you said, and like so many people are offended about dumb shit that it's like now we can't even talk about certain things in school, and now like these teachers are trying to teach my kids about shit that like should not even be a topic of discussion. Like that should be something that if the parents want to go over, then they can go over. Like you don't need to be teaching my kids about shit that I don't want them to learn.
It's like it's so insane. The kid could be like, oh, well, what does the mitochondria do in the cell? And the teacher's like, we don't call it that. That's racist. It's actually please stop. Just tell the kid what the mitochondria does and shut up. I'm so sick of it. That's why I can. But see, that's
people too now. It's like they're called like a birthing partner, or they're like if they're breastfeeding, it's like you can't call it that. It's like called something. I'm like, and you can't call it like skin to skin. It's like called something. Like what is going on? Like what do you mean?
It's birthing person.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm sorry, but we can't even get on the topic of conversation. We're gonna be on here forever, but that is just like a whole nother topic.
I'll go to jail if I talk about that too much. Birthing people.
No.
You mean a woman?
Please don't take that away from us.
That's literally what I'm saying. Like, all these women are like, it's like you're actually taking us backwards though.
Yeah, we literally fought for women's rights and now everything's being ripped away because you guys are bitching and moaning about stupid things that are so irrelevant. Like, no, like
because you want Johnny to play on the freaking tennis team with Suzanne as a college athlete, Title IX, women paved the way. Da 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 da. You guys are got me messed up. I truly, and
the fact that this is even a topic is crazy to me.
Our point to this whole thing is these loser, stupid kids who are entitled and cry about every little thing turn into those people who are ruining society. Look, I'm all for having a different opinion on something. If you've educated yourself, if you really feel passionate about a certain belief, but just being dumb and screaming to hear your own voice is not gonna fly by me. I'm not gonna do it.
And no one's gonna take you seriously.
Because listen, I've had conversations on the opposite side of the aisle where I have had good communication. We have talked about things. I can see it a certain way that maybe I didn't think about. I can rationally understand. I don't agree, but I can understand. I'm talking these crazy mofos screaming with the signs, teaching the kids in the school with the pride flag and the trans flag and the this flag. First of all, okay, can we just go back to LGB and keep it real? Keep it hundo? Keep it normal?
Literally.
And second of all, that shit doesn't need to be in the school. It doesn't need to be in the school. Let the parents talk to the kids about that stuff.
Yeah, like I'm just thrown in the kids' faces. Like it's like right now it's almost like forced upon these kids, and it's like it's so unacceptable. Honestly, it's honestly disgusting that we're even to this point.
It should just be a mute point. Like you don't go to English class and need to know about none of that. Read a book and write an essay like the rest of us did it, and go home to mom and dad, or mom and dad. I don't care who it is. But just be a normal, good human being who has a brain. And I feel like a lot of our problems would be resolved. You know what I mean?
Period.
Make them like
good humans, y'all.
Golly, raise people who think about things. And whatever the conclusion they come to based off what they're thinking and what they're, experimenting or really diving into, love that for them. Do not let them just be these entitled people who turn into these weird freaking creatures running around the earth. Furry con this and fat con that. You guys got a problem. That's all I gotta say. There's actually a fat con, dude. I just saw it the other day and I was flabbergasted. Fattergasted, if you will. It was insane. It was so insane. We just came up with a million other episodes on everything we just touched on, so we're gonna stop this one here, but we'll be diving into that stuff more because we've got to vent. We've got to chat with the crew and just vent about this stuff. What the helly, dude? Anyway,
we want to hear it from you guys too. Like, go check us out on our Insta. Let's hear it.
Go
you guys.
DM us. Tell us a crazy story. Do some real boots on the ground journalism for us, and then talk to us over on the gram at pointblank.nl. And we will catch you guys in our next episode. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.